to another tutorial on how to design captivating obituaries. And if you are a part of the collective, which initially this will start off in the collective group and it will be moved over to YouTube at a way later date. So this right now, this is for you. So in our collective group for the month of September, we are focusing on the design of children's obituaries. And so this morning, I was kind of flipping through YouTube, and a lot of different things inspire me or kind of kickstart or jumpstart design ideas. And I was flipping through YouTube, and I saw a YouTube thumbnail for Ariel. I believe Ariel was the name of the movie. Ariel was for the uh, black Little Mermaid character, and the colors were so rich, and everything was so beautiful and so pretty. It sparked something in me. So I sat down this morning and I started thinking, like, okay, can I pull this off the way that I'm envisioning it? And if so, how? So I played around with some things first, just to make sure that I was able to pull off what I wanted to pull off, and that way I'd be able to demonstrate in this tutorial. And it came out remotely close to what I had envisioned. And I didn't finish it off. I just really wanted to see if I would be able to um, basically get the background down the way that I wanted to. When it comes to certain obituary designs, yes, it's really easy to go and find or generate a background that you want and set it or apply it as the background and just go from there. But for me, because I like to have more of a custom appeal, something that requires me to build it because I want it to be a certain way. That's what I do, and that's what I ended up doing for this particular um, template. And so, and once I was able to, like I said, play around with it and make sure that I would be able to fulfill the goal. Hold on a second. I'm trying to. It's already saved. Project has been saved to the device and project. Okay, thank you. Done. To do it, I played around with it to just kind of see, and I was able to do it. So with that being said, oh, hold on a second. Let me just. Well, not you ain't got to hold on, but I'm gonna send something really fast. With that being said, I was able to. Take a while to say. I'm just gonna go on and send it anyway. I was able to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all know I just be so scatterbrained. I'll be all over the place, child. Okay, there you go. I just sent a text message. Okay, so let's go ahead and get aerial design. So above is what I did this morning, but we're gonna start with this blank white canvas. And then I'm going to show you what I did this morning as a reference. I'm not going to be lazy and pull different elements and different things off of what I've already did because I want to show you how to create it. Okay, so this is what I came up with this morning. So I went ahead and I generated images of a little girl, and as you can see, it looks like this baby is standing in water. That was the whole point, was for her to look like she's standing in water with a distant heaven's background. Okay. All right. So got a quick little gander of that of Miss Tia. Let's move on down to our white canvas. So I have a white canvas here in the dimensions of 8 by 5 by 11. I am going to go over to my projects because that's where I have all of my backgrounds and images and things saved. Okay, hold on a second. One of my admins is hitting me up about the group. Hold on a second. She's on it again. Deny. Sorry. Okay, over to my projects. And as you can see, I have a couple different images here, beds of water, all those things here. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this one. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Let me delete it. Okay. So you want to trip out. And again, here's my disclaimer for YouTube world. Once this hits YouTube, I do not edit any of my videos because I want you to get a real life, true, authentic experience. You will see that I make discoveries and or mistakes. Just to go to show I don't edit anything so that you can just see discoveries that I make live and mistakes that I make live. Okay, so that's my disclaimer. Okay, and my goal is to try to keep this tutorial as short as possible. I have a tendency of going over my time, and I don't want to do that. All right, so again, there's Miss Tia. Okay, let's go ahead and close this out when it pops up. Initially, I was going to name her Destiny, as you can see it right there, but I changed my mind, and we're just going to name her Tia. Okay, come on here, somebody. Okay. Lord have mercy. I swear I told y'all in the last video that I was going to clean up this computer today because this is the reason why it's running slow. And I still haven't done it. Okay, there we go. Let's move here. And I'm going to go back to my projects. And hopefully it'll open it back up to that area where I don't have to try to find that picture. Because the picture is old. What I mean by it's old, it's something that I was using in design last year. We're going to go up to photos. Okay, yeah, well, I didn't do that. Okay, so we're going to go to AI generated backgrounds here. And I'm going to scroll all the way down because, like I said, it's an old photograph, an older photo. Because, again, I can just be really lazy and grab the picture from up off of here, but I don't want to do that. I want you to see me building it. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I should be coming up on it soon. Excuse me. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day, good weekend. I hope that when you get an opportunity to watch this tutorial that you are in good spirits and that God is showing up in your lives. Okay. All right. So there's that. All right, here we go. Okay. So I'm going to use this one here because it's a little bit more up close than this one here. Okay. And I'm not going to close out because I'm going to have to go back over here. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to drag this out just like that. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom of the page just like that. And I'm going to reduce it to right about here. Okay. And then, we may have to go in there and make some adjustments, but for right now, we're going to keep it at that. And I'm going to go and find a heaven scene or a clouded background. Let me see which one did I use up here. Okay, so I used that one. And I know why I used that one because it was a little bit darker. Okay, versus that one. So let me see. And if I can't find it right now, then I am just going to go and I'm going to have to. So I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just going to go and grab this one. Just copy it because I just don't want to scroll through all those pictures. So I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to paste it. Okay, there. And I'm going to move it around and I'm going to adjust it to where the two backgrounds meet. Okay, Now, if you really want to, you can take it up to get rid of some of that darker blue in the clouds to where it's just really more so light, just like that. Make it larger, just like this. Okay. Make sure that it's centered. And there it is. So it gives the illusion of a body of water or an ocean that you're looking at from a distance. And the clouds being the background of this body of water. And that's what I wanted to do. Now, I'm wondering if I need to take this down just a little bit more. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I like the way it looked. Excuse me. I like the way that it looked before. Just like that. And I'm going to keep it just like that. Okay. Oh, sorry. Honey, I got all kind of stuff going on right now. Ooh, okay. Ah! All right. So I'm gonna leave it just like that, okay? I'm gonna be okay with that. And if I feel that, alterations are needed, then I will make them. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back over to my uploads and I'm going to get the image of the little girl that I'm going to use first. Oh, let's try this body of water. Let's just see what this body of water looks like. Okay, so let's just go ahead and just duplicate this. And let's just get rid of this. Let's just bring this body of water down only because of the blue variations. Let's just go ahead and see. I know it's not going to give me what I want, but I just want to kind of show you. Oh, wait a minute. No, because this gives the illusion of deeper water. Like she's deep off in the sea, and we don't want that. That's what it gives. The illusion of deeper water. She's deep in the sea versus here, as you can see, it's really kind of shallow right here. So we're going to go with this one. Okay. Now I'm going to go back over to my uploads and I'm going to get the image of the little girl. And I'm going to use this image of Miss Tia. Let's close out because I want it to look like she's in the heavens clouds. We're going to remove the background. Now, again, as I stated in several of my other videos, I am a huge, 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 huge fan of the reflections feature, which is new within Canva. It's a pro feature. I'm a huge fan of reflections. What I have learned by using the reflection feature is that I don't have to use a lot of transparent gradients to get rid of harsh lines by using the reflection feature. So I'm going to show you what works for me. It may not work for you when it comes to your designing, but it works for me. So I'm going to go over to the easy reflection and I want the reflection to be where it says above, but it's really going to reflect out this bottom portion of her image. I'm going to take the opacity all the way up because I want to keep the vibrancy of her photograph, of her picture, but I just want to kind of mute the lower portion of her shoulder area. So let me see. I'm going to take this. I think I'm just going to leave right here. I'm going to add to photo and let's just see. Okay, let's swing it around. Okay, let me see this. Make it larger. And yes, I'm going to go with this. Delete the main one. I'm going to take this one and we're going to move it upward. So you see what I mean? Where she blends into the clouded background more so than me having to go and pull out all these transparent gradients and to try to conceal the harsh lines. So the easy reflection tool is a tool that I use often. I use it often. So I've done that. I've have her photograph placed where I want it to be in the direction that I want it to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out of that. Now I'm going to go back to, actually, you know what? While I was in easy reflection, I should have did, well, that's okay. I'll just go back to it. I'm going to go back to my upload and I'm going to get the second photograph because I'm going to add two photographs of two little girls on here. So I'm going to go and get the second photograph, and I'm going to use this photograph of a little girl in shorts and t-shirt. And I'm going to remove the background here, and I'm going to move her over here as if she's in the water. I'm going to make her slightly larger. Okay. And put her right about right there. Okay. I'm okay with that. I am. And I think I'm going to take, instead of using easy reflection of her, I think I'm just going to take the transparency down just a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm good with that. Actually, she probably needs to be just a little bit because I need some room right up in here to put something. Okay. All right. I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I am. Now I'm going to go back over to my uploads and I'm going to go and snag whatever images that I generated for Ariel. And then I'm going to show you what I did. And I'm going to take this image right here. And let me tell you something, when it comes to designing children's obituaries where we are using different trademark characters and elements, even those that are generated through AI, because AI is so advanced that it can generate something to be an exact of the image that you are wanting that's not trademarked, but is so close to it that it can come back and bite you in the ass later on down the line. So that's why when I design children's obituaries that are a particular theme, and I put them on Etsy, I always add the word inspired, just to kind of let it know that I'm not taking trademarked images and creating a program. But you still have to be very careful because it can still come back to bite you in the behind. All right, so we have this picture of Ariel and the little fish, her little fish friend. Oh, wait, is this the one that I was using? I don't know. Anyway, let's try it. Let's remove the background here. And I'm going to place it where I want it to be just to make sure to get the sizing right before I go in there and do my dudes to it. I'm going to go up here and double check. So this is the one. Okay. All right. So I have it placed. I'm going to go back over to my apps because I'm going to go back and use the easy reflection because what I'm trying to perpetuate is Ariel and the little fish actually being under the water. Okay. But I don't want to take the transparency down with them being under the water. I mean, you could. Now that I look at it, if you're not comfortable with using easy reflection, you can take the transparency down to still give it the illusion that they're under the water. I'm not though. So I'm going to take it back up. Okay. I'm going to go back, click easy reflection. I have the image highlighted. And again, I'm going to click the above because we want the lower portion of this photograph, the one to be kind of muted out. I'm going to take the color up a little bit and take the offset up even more. Okay, so I'm going to add the design and I'm going to see if this is going to generate exactly what I want it to be. And I'm going to turn it around to 180 degrees. I'm going to flip it horizontally. And let me just move it down this water just to kind of see. I can actually get rid of this one just to kind of see. And no. So I'm going to take the opacity up a little bit more, take the offset down just a little bit. Now I'm going to add to design. Okay, this might be it. This might be it. So let me flip it around, and I think it is. Okay, let me flip it over horizontally. Okay, and I'm going to move it. Yep, so it's giving me what I want because it's giving me the illusion that they're actually underneath the water. Okay, I don't know, maybe gawking over his shoes or something. Let me just take this down the side just a little bit. Okay, okay, okay. All right. I'm good with that. So let's go ahead and close out of that. I'm going to go over to my elements, and this is going to be the telltale right here. I'm going to go, well, because I've used it, I'm just going to do a transparent gradient. Again, another feature that I use in pretty much everything that I design. And I'm going to grab this transparent gradient right here, and I'm going to turn it around 90 degree. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom of this page here, and it's centered. I'm going to go up starting with the blue, and I want to go and pull a shade of blue from that body of water. So I'm going to go to the photo colors right here, and I'm probably going to use this darker color for both. Let me just see this darker blue, just to kind of see. Damn it. And yes, there we have it. Okay, so I'm going to take actually, let me try something different here. Okay, there we go. All right. So I think I'm going to take the transparency on this down just a little bit. Okay. Because again, we want to give the illusion that she's standing at maybe like at the edge of the seashore, the edge of a body of water, but in the shallow end of it. Hold on a second. I got messages coming through on my phone. Oop, damn. Okay. I ain't gonna check that right now. Okay, so we have that. Let me see. I may have to adjust this just a little bit because I want to kind of give it to where it looks like that little fish is jumping out of the water, but let's just leave it for right here for right now. Okay, so as you can see, there is a line separation between the body of water, which is background number 2, and the cloud. Now, some people may want to leave it like that. I'm not some people. So what I'm going to do to separate that or to break up that line of demarcation, I'm going to go back over here to my elements, and I'm going to let's just put in line glare. Let's see what pops up that way instead of me just putting it in the way that I had it. Okay, so we're going to go to CL when it comes to graphics, and I'm going to find a line glare that I want to use. So let's try this one here first. Let's just kind of see. Bring it down to right here in the center, and let me see, extend this out. And let me see. No, because I don't like this little star thing right there. So let me go and try to find. Let's try this one. Let's see what it does or what it's giving. Let me see, extend this out from edge to edge. Hmm. Hmm. Let's go up to position. I just want to see something. Go over to layers. And this is already highlighted. So we're going to take this and we're going to move this behind the girl standing in the water. And it might be onto something. Just might be onto something. Let me see. Because the goal is to break up that line of demarcation. And I believe that I might have done that. Let me just go ahead and hit center. The only thing about it is there are light specks. Nope, that's not going to work. Those light specks by her leg, it's not going to work. Ugh. Okay, let's go down here to where it says magic recommendations and let's look at some of these. I kind of want to stay in the realm of blues or even whites for this. So let's try this one. Let's just see what this one does. Okay, let's put this here in the center. And let me just try to expand it this way instead of outward and just kind of see what it does. Okay, so, oh, hmm, that might, let's see about aligning it with the center. And then we're gonna go up to position and move this behind the girl again. Okay, I could actually really kind of get with that. I can. Now let's do something a little different. Okay, because I like the way that the rays are coming off in the center. The blue, so different, gives it a different variations of different blues going on. But I just want to see something. I don't know if y'all know that you can do this or not. Let's just let's. Mm, I'm gonna just go ahead and do this really fast. I'm gonna start this because I'm gonna go back and use it at another time. And I'm gonna start this one because I'll go back and use it at another time. Okay. And let me see, I want to say there was another one that I saw that I may want to go back and use at another time. This one. This is how you start to build your photos, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not going into this because I'm not teaching Canva. I'm teaching design. But as you see things that you like that you think may enhance a design that you're working on at another time, you can always start and it's going to save it instead of you having to remember what you put in to the prompt that you put in to get it. I'm actually kind of feeling this. I like the placement. I like the flares that's coming out of it. However, I want to try something. And again, I'm not teaching Canva. I'm teaching design, but you just, pick up, look, and learn. Let's go up to edit. Let's go over to duotone because you can kind of alter these colors a little bit. Did you know that? Okay. So let's look around. Let's try this custom. Let's just kind of see. Okay, that's nice. Fuchsia. That's too much. Let's look at the violet. Mm-mm. Let's look at the blush. Mm-mm. Let's look at the coral. Ah, hot damn. That coral gives the illusion of maybe sunset. Okay, you see where I'm going with this? It kind of gives the illusion of sunset. Let's look at pastel. Uh, Mystic, majestic. I'm sorry. Oh no, let's look at dawn. No, that's too orangey. And you can change the colors in here as well as the intensity. Let's look at classic. I mean, it's okay. Let's look at mono. No. Mm-mm. So let's go back up to blush. I think that was the one that caught my attention. No, it wasn't blush. What was it? Good Lord today. Coral. That's what it was. Coral. And as you can see, this is the highlight color and this is the shadow color. And you can also manipulate the intensity. I'm going to take the intensity down just a little bit, just like that. Okay. I'm out of there. Okay. Now, let's move on to her name. I really didn't find a whole bunch of aerial elements that I wanted to use for the front cover. So I'm just going to kind of play around with some things to give it the image that I want. I just didn't find a lot that spoke to me. So I'm going to go over to apps and I'm going to go down to text maker and I'm going to go over to see all. And I'm trying to remember which one of these effects I use. Let's just hit see all right here. Okay. Mm, go through here. Just kind of find one that I want to use. And let me see. I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that one either. I don't want to use the pink neon. Let's just try pink neon. Let's do something a little different. And again, I don't teach Canva. Okay. Put my caps on. Her name's Tia. Okay, let's go up here and look to see. Okay, no. I'm going to go to font. I don't want to use anything scripted. And let's check out Lead Gothic. I kind of like that font sometimes. Not for that. Go back to font. There was one in particular I used for the other one, so let's just kind of play around. Let's check this Kelly slab. Let's see what that looks like. Not really. Go back to font. And my phone just going off today, ain't it? Okay, let's try this one. Let's just add it to the design anyway and go through the process of elimination. So oh, we're just gonna move Tia over here. And then I'm gonna go back over the fonts and see if there's another one that I like. I wanted to use this instead of just going into using regular fonts, but if I can't find what I want, then I am just going to use a regular font. Tia. Mm, mm, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try this rock salt. See what that looks like. Okay, well, maybe. So let's go down here and let's do a letter spacing. Break it up some. Maybe I should try her name. I'm gonna move it to the design just in case. Again, process of elimination. I might like it. It might grow on me. I just want to keep something, that's preteenish. She looks like she's about 10. Okay, let's go back and look. Let's try this one. Mm, Mm-mm, not for this. Let me see. Let's try this one. I really kind of like this font too. Let me see how that looks with the name in caps. No, that's not gonna do it for me. I almost kind of want to do something scripted, but I'm really trying to get away from using so much scripted font, but it's kind of hard. Okay, come on. Let's try this alike. It's almost the same as this one here. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna get rid of this one and I'm just gonna use this Tia. Okay, I'm gonna move it over here and I'm going to make it a little bigger to where it's right underneath her chin, just like that. And I'm gonna go up to edit. Here's another trick, y'all. Pay close attention. And I'm going to, let's do a shadow effect first. And glow, do a white. No, don't like it. Okay, so let's try angled. Okay, we on to something here. And let's go and make sure that it's rotated. And I'm going to keep the background black because of the reflection that it gives. Okay, keep it black. Let's bring the intensity up just a little bit because I really want that reflection back there. Okay. Okay, let's get out of that. And let's go and make the name larger. Okay. Because again, we want to keep it childlike. Okay. Tia. Now, okay. Now that I know where I have that, I'm going to go take this photograph and I'm going to move it up a little bit more closer to the top of the page and just reduce the size just a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm good with that. Let's move this name up just a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm good with that. I am. I'm good with that. Let me create a scratch page. I should have did that to begin with, and I did not. And I want this scratch page to be a darker color and not white, just so that I can see what the fonts is going to look like. Font colors are going to look right up against a darker background. Okay, so we have Tia. What are we going to name her? Her last name. Go over here, grab me a text box. And we're going to name Tia. Tia. I want a short last name. Tia. First last name came to my mind. I'm not going. I'm not going to use it because it is just. I don't know. It's just kind of messy, I guess. I'm not going to use it. Let's just name her Tia White. Okay, name her Tia White. And I do think I want the last name to be scripted. So let me go up here to my text. And again, let me say this again. I don't teach Canva. I teach design concepts for obituaries. So if you are in the collective and there's something specific that you want to know when it comes to Canva or how to use Canva, a Canva feature, or if you want to ask me why I use a particular feature within Canva, by all means ask me that. If you're not a part of my collectives, then I would highly encourage you to go and watch other tutorials on individuals that solely teach Canva and or reach out to someone for a one-on-one. Unfortunately, I don't provide those. Okay, again, so let's just try this slope script. Y'all know that's one of my favorite scripts to use for the last name White. Let me make it larger. And I'm just going to move it up onto this program just so for position purposes and also to see what colors are going to complement up against this pink neon. Because this pink neon is not what I use for the one that I was playing around with earlier. Okay. Let me click this and I'm going to go over here and grab this right here because I like that font that Super is in. I just don't know what the name of it is. So let's just go and see. Okay. Let's see. That font is White Star. Okay, so let's just go and change. Actually, let's ungroup this. I just like the name of that. I like that font style. And I really can't wait until Canva gets to a point where you are able to save certain font styles just like you are able to save certain elements because to remember all these different fonts that are within inside of Canva is utterly impossible. I started off writing them all down into a notebook, but that just became to be a little too tedious for me, so I just stopped doing it. Okay, so let me get rid of this and we're going to take this and of course I'm going to change the color and make this the last name White. And actually, I like that style up against that Tia from what I can see better than the sloop script. So let me delete that and let's change this color. And bam. Let's go over to the colors. And I'm going to make the last name White a hot pink. Okay. I'm also, there is an element, an effect's already added to it, and it's the lift, but I'm going to use the neon. And I'm going to take the intensity of that all the way down to a 100. Maybe not. Let's take it down to 100, and next I'm going to go and change the color. Because that pink on pink, I don't think I'm going to like that. So let's just use this one. Bam. I love it. Okay. All right, let's get out of that. I actually like it. I do. And then I'll show you what the original, the one that I used initially when I was kind of playing around just to kind of see if I'd be able to pull this off. And then you can kind of see the difference. Come on, man. Ugh. Okay. Let's move this up here. Make sure that it's going to work up against that blue. I may have to, I don't know. That blue is kind of throwing it off a little bit for me. Let's go to see all colors, the pictures, the colors from the see all, and let's just kind of see. I just don't want to use that pink on pink. Mm, okay, I'm feeling it. I am. I'm feeling it. Let's stick with it. It works. It works. It works. It works. Let me see something. I mean, the neon is okay. Neon on neon. It might be a little difficult to look at on a screen. So let's go back up to effects and let's just add a lift to it. Mm-mm. 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 Let me change this color. Let's do a yellow. Okay, let's go back to effects and let's take it back to neon and let's take it down. Okay, I can get with that. I can. Mm, I don't know. Maybe just reduce the size of the name Tia a little bit and then reduce the white last name just a little bit. It should never have to be this difficult. And it's just not working for me. It's not. It's just not working for me. So let's go back up and look at the original. This is the Tia that I had. This is the Tia that I had versus the Tia that we just created. And let me see something. Um, let's just go. Let's just go and grab it. Okay. I mean, I showed you how to create it, how to kind of go in there and play around with different the text makers. So, and I do like this Tia, but for the sake of this, I think this Tia that I'm going to put right here is going to be better. I think so. Okay. Now we're just going to go and take the color of the last name down to a white color and go back over to effects, and it's all the way up to 100. We might want to take it down a little bit. I am going to do that and just move it up just a little bit. And now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go over to edit. Oh, wait, I'm not able to. Not with this. Okay. Um, let's just let's see what it looks like with a shadow effect. Change that background to black or dark blue. Okay, I think we're just going to rock with this. Because again, I just don't want to spend too much time here. Because I can sit here on this thing for hours and hours, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so we're okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay, okay. So my scratch paper here, let me see how much room I have I'm working with. Let me reduce the size of this baby just a little bit, and you'll see why in just a moment. Let me see, honor. Let me see. Okay, let me just go and duplicate his last name White because I want to keep the same font. Okay, let me see. Let's just for the sake of time. Yep, just for the sake of time. I'm gonna do the heading. Lord God today. Okay, and duplicate this. In loving, we're just going to do that, just the in loving. In loving, because I'm going to position this differently. I'm going to duplicate this, in loving, and I'm just going to position it differently, so it's going to be all over the place right now. In loving, memory. What happened? Okay, loving memory. Okay, okay, okay. So let me see. We are going to want to move this over here in. Then I'm going to take this loving, loving. Make sure this is in loving. I want this to line up right here, but N and the M to line up. In loving memory, let's move this up just a little bit, just so that it kind of touches some. In loving memory, bring this over here. Okay. And then I'm going to grab a body text box, bring it down just a little bit, and I'm going to just type out of in lowercase, and I'm going to change the font of this. I don't like the default font, but I'm going to change the font. I'm going to place it right there, and we're going to change the font to, let's just try this. I don't know how you pronounce it. No, Sinzel, or Laura. Let's try Laura, because I think I'm able to add an italic onto Laura, and I am. Okay, there we go. Okay, okay. And let's just, okay, I think that's okay. In loving memory of, okay. And because it's going to go right up here in this corner, and this area of the background is white, we're going to use pink on this, or we could use purple, but we're going to just use pink. Let's go to the see all for the photo colors, because I want to use another pink that's not of a default. This is actually the pink that I want to use. Use that. And I'm going to do that same thing with the love and memory, because more than likely I probably will add a neon to this. Okay. And do the same thing here. I am going to add a neon to it. Okay. So that's all right there. And yeah, I'm cool with that, because I will group all this in just a moment. So we're going to go back up here to the end. I'm going to go over to effects, and I'm going to select the neon effect, and I'm going to take the intensity all the way to 100, and I'm going to do that with all of this. Neon intensity to 100. And the same thing with of, intensity to 100. Okay, I'm okay with all of that, and I'm going to group this all together. I'm going to group it. Now I'm going to move it up to our main design, and I'm going to minimize it so that it fits in that corner. Make it a little smaller. Okay, and I'm going to move it right on up in here. make this a little bit smaller, but I want it to where it's not too small to where you can see it. I'm going to move it over here, bring it down just a little bit. Okay, now, as you can see, that of runs into the head of the other little girl. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her, because I don't want to reduce her size anymore. I'm just going to move her over here, just like this. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to go up to elements, and I'm going to grab a white glow. And you'll see why in just a moment. As I've stated before in other videos, I do use a white glow behind the names because it gives it more of a pop. So I'm going to generate a glow, and I'm going to go, and it's going to be the very first one that populates right here under graphics. I'm going to go and grab this glow. This ain't the way the problem, okay, there it is. And I'm going to move this glow up behind the title, The In Love and Memory, just like this. And I'm okay with it being right there. I'm going to also duplicate this, and I'm going to move it behind, right there, the name Tia. I'm going to go over to position, and that one is highlighted, so we're going to take it and move it down here behind Tia. Actually, let's move it behind white, so it's behind the both. Okay, there we have it. Okay, okay, I'm okay with that. And actually, let's just reduce this size just a little bit because that glow is starting to affect the profile image of Tia. Move it over. There we have it. Okay, let's just make her just a little bit smaller, but I'm going to bring her up just a little bit right there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to I'm going to go and get another glow because I want to put a glow behind this profile image of Miss Tia right here, but it's going to be a subtle one. So let's try this one because again, let's keep in mind, we can always take the transparency down on these if it's too bright, and this is perfect because it gives the illusion of a sun in the background. So I'm feeling it. So let's take that and drag it behind the main image of Miss Tia. Yes, yes, yes. I want to actually duplicate this and I want to put it behind the second image. I just kind of want to see what it does. Okay, let's move this behind her. Take it back up. Let's take the transparency on this down just a little bit. Okay, okay. I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm okay with that. All right. I am. Okay. All right. So we got to get that birth date and that death date in there somewhere. But as you can see, because of the way that I have everything positioned, there really isn't too many places to put it. I need to reduce this size just a little bit. Let me move these little characters as well. Let me see, move these little characters up just a little bit. And I'm going to end this out in just a moment because, again, time purposes. I just don't want to spend a lot of time, but I wanted to kind of give you a idea of a design concept. And I will finish out this template, and this template will be made available to my Patreon collective once I finish it completely out. Okay, see, it gives the whole illusion that he's jumping out of the water. Okay, okay. So let's just go and grab a text box. I'm going to use a subheading, and I'm going to just extend it out just a little bit, only because I'm halfway blind. Okay, and I'm going to use short months. So May 12th, 2011 tilde sign to June 28th, 2000 XX. Okay. And let's just move it to where it's going to be centered. And I'm going to change the font on this one probably to Cinzel. Cinzel. Because everything is going to populate in caps. Okay. And I'm going to go up to spacing. And I'm going to do a letter spacing. So right about right here. Let's take the font size down just a little bit. And let me see. This should be cool. I'm going to go up to effects because I'm going to keep it white. I'm going to go up to effects. I'm going to add a neon to it. I'm going to keep it at that. I'm not going to play around with the intensity. I'm going to take it up to our main photo. Make sure it's centered. And there it is. Okay, we're just going to leave it right there. And again, let me just say this. This is a template. You can edit this, redesign it, make it your own. Okay? Okay, I'm going to have to end this in a minute because that's 4 of my 5 grandkids trying to FaceTime me. And you know, the babies come first. All right, so then we have that. I kind of want to add a border around here. But I'm just trying to envision what kind of border can I add and if a border is even constituted at this point. Let's go back over to uploads and let's just see maybe there's another Arial inspired something that I can add because it's just so much to me. It's just so much that I feel that can go there. But um, mm, hold on, let me go grab my dub while I'm up in here really fast. Hold on a second. I know it's not that far. Yes, it is. I was gonna say I know it's not that far down, but no, those are angel wings. Okay, let's just go because I say it all the time. A dove goes on everything I design. It does. It goes on everything I design. All right, so let's remove the background there, and I'm just gonna move this out of the way for right now, because I just had an idea. So let me just go and duplicate this. Make sure that they are side to side. And I'm going to flip her to where they're back to back. Just like that. I need to go over and move this other one over just a little bit so this one, the duplicated one, has a little bit more room. So let's just move her over just a little bit. Okay, there you go. Okay, now we're going to take this one and we're going to move her to where she is right next to the other one. Where's she at? There she is. Okay, yes. Yes. I just had to put something there to eat up that space. I did. Something had to go there to eat up that space. Okay, now here comes the finality of all of this. I'm going to go over to my elements and I'm going to X out of this and I'm going to go to my recently used because I use these particular elements all the time and just kind of fill in some stuff. So let's play around with this. Let's just see what look this gives. Mm-mm. We don't get up out of that. Leave that alone. Okay, so I'm just gonna scroll down. No, you're not gonna do that either, girl. Okay, let me see. There's one. Okay, I said I wanted to try this, and I saved it, and I wanted to. Ooh, hold up now. Wait a minute. Okay, let me see. Let me just extend this out just a little bit. Let's keep this whole neon theme going. Because again, this is a template and it's my business. Let me move this upward. And let me go over to position because I want to move all those light streaks that are behind all three of the photo images here. I just want to see what it looks like because I just got to fill up stuff. I mean, it doesn't really make a bit of a difference. I can tell the difference that it makes, so we're just going to stick with it. I'm going to go back to elements to my recently used. I just have to I design with a lot of layers. And I just don't if I can prevent any unnecessary space, I'm going to fill it up with whatever I possibly can. Let's just go ahead and toss this cloud up over here just in case we decide that we want to use it later on. I don't want to add any butterflies to it. I mean, we could, but I just don't think I want to. But there is something I'm looking for in particular. And let's just kind of see. And then I'm about to be finished. Well, let's just toss this butterfly up over here anyway, just in case. Actually, it's not bad. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay. If anybody knows me, y'all kind of know where I'm going with this. So leave me alone. Okay. Okay. This is another one that I use often. Okay. All right. So we close out. Okay. So I'm going to move some of this stuff down in my scratch paper to get it out of the way as I build. Now these butterflies, let me reduce the size of them because I can already tell I'm not going to use them. Or maybe. Maybe we can replace the dove with the butterfly and use the butterfly instead of the dove. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Let's go. Let's just move it out of the way for right now. Same thing with this. Oh, nope, that's the name. Same thing with the cloud that I added. Sorry. These butterflies, it kind of does give it a vibe, but it's just not. Let me just get rid of those. And let me go over here and get rid of and do what I'm gonna do with this cloud. And then I'm just gonna go and grab a whole nother butterfly and not a collection or a school of butterflies. Let me see. Let's just move this cloud up above her head right there. And then we're gonna move it behind her head. Okay. All right. That's cool. Wasn't there something else that I added up over here? Let me see. There was this. Okay. So I'm going to go and make this a little bigger. And I'm going to go and move this like right in the center of the page, just like this. And I want this to actually just kind of go behind the girls and not necessarily the name. I wanted it to stick on top of the name, Tia, but I wanted it not to cover up the girls. I mean, I guess it doesn't make a difference. Let's just go on and leave it. Just go on and leave it. Okay, so I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move this up. And I am going to extend it. Same thing with outward. Take this down. And I'm going to close it off. And that was closing the gap a little bit. Okay, same thing here. And I'm going to go over to position. And I'm going to take this to where it sits directly in front of the clouded background. Just like that. All right. I love it. I do. I just kind of feel like there's a border that's needed. I just kind of feel like there's a border that's needed. Um, hmm, hmm. Okay, let me see something, and then I'm really about to be done. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here, and let's move her forward just to kind of see. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah, I can get with that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other image of the girl, and then you'll see what I'm gonna do because I want to make sure their feet are still covered in that water illusion. Bring her to the front, just like that. Let's take her back a little bit because I'm okay. There. I'm gonna take this transparency on her down just a little bit more. Okay. Yes. Now we're gonna go back to layers, and this right here, we're going to bring it to the front. Bring it to the front. Okay, then we're going to go back to layers, to the birth date, death date, and we're going to bring that to the front to where it sits on top of that transparent gradient. All right, because what I wanted to do is I just wanted that glitter to just be on the name and not covering the girls. So I was able to do what needed to be done. I just kind of feel like there's something else I need to do. Um, yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna click on this, and then I'm about to be done. I'm gonna change this color. I'm gonna change it to purple. Let me go to photo colors, and I'm going to use this color. Maybe not. Let's try this. Ooh. Mm, let's try this purple. Okay, bam. Let's do that. That one's cool. Okay, I just kind of feel like there's a border that needs to go right up in here. I'm leaving it alone. Okay, there you have it. You have Miss Tia White, and hold on a second. Let me do something different. Do something else. Okay, let me go to layers and go to the last name white. I'm going to go up to colors, and I'm going to use that same purple that I just used for the In Love and Memory, and I'm going to go over to effects. I'm going to add a neon to it. I'm going to take that intensity all the way to mm, no. Let me back out of that. Mm-mm. We don't keep it like that, but I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do it right here though, for sure. Go to this color, take that purple there, go over to effects. I'm going to take the intensity all the way up to a 100. And yeah, I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay. All right. There you have it. As I stated, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue to build this template. It will be a 4 page. template, either a 4 or 6 page template. I'm going to continue to build it. And once it is completed, I will post the template link into Patreon for you all to have it. Along with I'm not going to need to add any of the aerial elements because it'll just be just that one that was used for this particular template. I am going to tell you right now, just so that you don't have to overwhelm yourselves with trying to create the water and the sky. I'm going to lock it in position so it's going to remain. All right, y'all, thanks for rocking with me.